Morning, guys. So this morning we have our Pepper Prepper Facebook Live show at 10 a.m. on Facebook. That's Dirtpatcheaven on Facebook. But what I'm doing this morning is just warming up the house just a tiny bit. There's the fire. And the trick to this for summertime, when you want to just be heating things up a little bit, knowing that it's going to be warmer during the day, is that we have a heat mass, a heat sink of pea gravels in that barrel. And that's what we were going to originally use as our only heat sink, but it very quickly became apparent that we needed to have a larger mass, which is the bench, for winter. And the reason for that was that this will warm the house up very nicely. The stove warms it up, but then it gets too hot, and you want to even that heat out. So we've had cool mornings and we've had cool nights, and so I burn the fire for about an hour at night, and then if it starts to warm up in here and it gets too warm, I deflect the heat down into the big bench, which then starts to absorb the heat and it cools the room down, and then later at night it releases it much more slowly. But this is the one that we get hot, and then it releases the heat out at night, and then we wake up in the morning and we are the perfect temperature instead of being freezing, and at night instead of being roasting. So it's worked really well. When we go to bed at night, we don't even put the covers on, and generally we put the covers back on at about 3 o'clock in the morning, but it's still warm enough to come down and start the fire with comfort. It's not freezing down here. So pretty exciting. Make sure to go check out the Honeydew Carpenter. He built my stove. He created the Aircrete heat riser that made it lighter so that it could be on this non-concrete, non-reinforced floor. And the trick is, that's a great trick, but also another great trick is the Aircrete chimney that we have that stays warm. So this fire went out at, I think about 9 o'clock last night, and when I got up this morning, the mass was still warm, which means the chimney was still warm. And so when I started this, I actually had forgotten that I had deflected the heat into the bench. I'd forgotten that, and yet I still had enough of a draw that when I started the fire there was no smoke. It just drew through the bench instead of out through the chimney, and it still sucked just fine without any smoke. So you can see that the little fan is already going. It hasn't been going for very long. I'm getting excited to go to Hawaii. I am super nervous about food because I don't want to be, I don't want to be a wet blanket on the party and have it be less fun of a trip for everybody because I'm having to cook my own food. So what I've done is I made jerky from the Dining on a Dime cookbook. There are other recipes in there that I haven't tried yet, and so that's the only one I'm going to take from the cookbook. There are other things in there that I could make, but since I don't know if I have a kitchenette where I'm going, I could get a hot plate and cook my own food, but again, I think we're going to want to be moving a little faster than what it would take for me to cook 3 meals a day. So we'll have to see how that goes. I am super excited to be here after the Hawaii trip and not be moving around so much, to be able to get out my scythe and to be able to really put down roots and off-grid all the time, because lately we've been back and forth between both sets of grandparents with the kids because I still have been traveling, and I'm just super excited to be able to settle down to a routine, help the renter with milking, get all the weeds taken down with the scythe, get the watering in progress, and I'm excited to go see Hawaii for sure. I'm so excited to see that, but I'm really excited to be able to come home and just kind of settle. So make sure to go check us out on Facebook Live today at 10 a.m. and we will. Oh, and the link for the cookbook is in the description below if you're interested in cooking frugal from scratch food, and it supports our channel. So we'll talk to you later.